Good day, everyone. I am Charilyn Yo from BSED Filipino 3B. For today's video, I'm going to discuss about the four principles of digital literacy and the importance of acquiring new literacy. But before I proceed to our main topic, allow me first to define the means of literacy. So, literacy is the ability to make sense of something, often generalized as the ability to read and write. In many ways, reading is reading, media is media. In the 21st century, new literacies are emerging and digital media forms allow communication to be more nuanced than ever before. While digital literacy is about being able to make sense of digital media, this includes the ability to analyze, prioritize, and act upon the countless digital media 21st century citizens encounter on a daily basis. So, what are the four principles of digital literacy? These are number one, the comprehension. Comprehension, the first principle of digital literacy is simply comprehension. The ability to extract implicit and explicit ideas from media. That means students first must reach a level of comprehension of digital literacy through lessons, home practice, and support group work. This will help children grasp basic concepts of safety and digital literacy that will form the foundation of their learning. The second principles of digital literacy is the interdependence. The interdependence, how one media forms connect with another, whether potentially, metaphorically, ideally, or literally. This is the concept that different digital platforms are dependent on each other. Students will learn that all forms of digital media are connected to each other. This can also help them understand data protection as due to the sheer abundance of media. It is necessary that media forms not simply coexist but supplement one another. The third principles of digital literacy is the social factors. Sharing is no longer just a method of personal identity or distribution, but rather can create messages of its own. It is important that children understand that there are social influences and factors in having an online digital presence. Sharing information, content, media, and stories through a certain digital platform can determine the success of that media. And the last principles is the curation. Speaking of storing, overt storage of favored content through platforms such as Pinterest, Pinterest, Pocket, and others is one method of save to read later. But more subtly, when a video is collected in a YouTube channel, a poem ends up in a blog post, or an infographic is pinned to Pinterest or stored on a learning board. That is also a kind of literacy, as well as the ability to understand the value of information accessible and So, the final principle that students will learn about is curating their own content and digital information. An easy way to do this is through using platforms that offer the ability to store and save content for later. Sites with a focus on this, such as Pinterest.com, allow students to save content and ideas on their own platforms while sharing minimalist personal data. Okay, so now, what is the importance of acquiring new literacy? As an educator, one is given the responsibility of cultivating and strengthening young minds. An essential component of this task is ensuring students are literate. Another form of literacy that is important in the 21st century is culturally relevant literacy, encouraging children to read and write at a young age and building on that foundation throughout their learning experiences as students. Educators and parents alike are laying solid groundwork and equipping children with tools needed for their future success. And that's all. Thank you and keep safe, everyone.